Hi everyone, this is Anita Ladhani, licensed clinical social worker and energy practitioner. And today I want to talk to you about insecurity versus arrogance and also living your life's purpose. So, once in a while I come across people who sit and who talk about the glory days, right? So they'll say stuff like, well, I used to be the best, track star in my days. And I used to be, the top, producing this in my days, right? Or they'll go on and on about their past accomplishments, literally from when they were teenagers or when it was like decades ago, right? And I always sit and I wonder, or I've actually met people who, again, God bless them, right? But they sit and they literally just brag about themselves. Like they can't help themselves from just talking about all their so-called accomplishments, how they did such good work and how they were awarded this prize and how they were the head of this organization and how they served this and how someone said such amazing things about them and this and that. And I always just smile and laugh, and I inside, I don't laugh at them, but I smile inside, and it just makes me, think about how sad it is that they feel the need to constantly verbalize their accomplishments. I did a talk on giving and generosity, right? So they'll talk about how much they've helped somebody else. And, and I thought about that and I thought, it's really sad because to me, what that tells me, that person is not secure enough. That person is living in the past, has this, insecurity because for whatever reason, they either feel like they have not accomplished much in recent times, or, life's been hard for them. And so, they get stuck in the past, and reliving their so-called glory days, and because in my experience, true power and approval comes from within. And so someone who is truly, truly confident and knows who they are, and mind you, everyone is insecure. I don't care who you are. Even I'm insecure. Okay. 123, 20 some videos later, when I stop doing them for a few weeks, I kind of forget, why I'm doing them. And I have to go watch, what I talked about. And believe it or not, I watch my videos all the time because I have to remind myself what I've said, because I truly feel that it's really not me talking. I'm always trying to speak God's words, and speak his truth, and speak, my words, my intention is that they're compassionate and they're respectful and they're wise and they're most importantly transformational to whoever's watching them. And so I don't remember things that I say. And sometimes I go back and watch my videos and I'm like, that sounds actually pretty decent. I needed the reminder. But that's a little different from someone who constantly has this need to talk about themselves. And so, if you know someone, or if you're someone who does that, understand that you're probably doing that because you feel insecure, you feel unheard, you feel unvalidated within yourself. And true power, true authority comes from being authentic. It comes from being true in where you are. So if you are living in your past because life has been rough for you and you have not been able to, accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish, it's not the end of the world, because the fact that you're breathing is evidence that there's still hope for you. There's still a plan for your life. The fact that you are alive and breathing means that God has a purpose for your being alive. Because trust me, thousands of people, millions of people die every day. They just don't wake up, right? And that's just inevitable. We're all going to die. But the fact that you're not means that there's a reason, there's a purpose for your being. And so what I would suggest, what I would humbly recommend is that you start to look at your life and maybe look at the parts of your life that you've been avoiding. Look at the so-called, dark areas of your life, right? Maybe it's your relationship. Maybe it's your, not ability to succeed. Maybe it's your fact that something's happened to you in your past that is holding you back. Whatever it is, the first step in reclaiming your power and living your purpose is to truly just be honest and look at your life and see which part is not working. Because you can't change something you're not willing to acknowledge and see, right? If it's not a problem, then you don't need to work on it. But if it's a problem, then you can actually do something about it. And then it's about, once you identify that, then it's about, reaching out and getting the help you need to resolve that. Okay? And again, it's hard for me to generalize here because there's so many situations and it could be so many different things. But what I will tell you is that, God is great. Okay? And it doesn't matter what name you choose to call him or her by. God is always listening. The angels are always listening. There's always help available. Speak and ask for help. Prayer is powerful. But then do something about it in addition to that. The foundation should be your faith, should be prayer, should be surrendering it over to God. But then do something about it, right? So we've all heard that story about, there was a hurricane coming, okay? And everyone was told to evacuate. And this family, this man said, nope, I'm not going to evacuate. I trust my God. God is good. God will rescue me. And the neighbors came knocking, come on, Anita Bai, you have to go. Let's go, right? And Anita Bai was like, no, I like my, I trust my God. I'm going to stay. And all of a sudden, Anita Bai has an Indian accent. No idea why, right? So anyways, so then the storms come in, it starts to flood, people have evacuated, and Anita Bai is stuck in her little house by herself because she's waiting for God to rescue her. And the water rises, and Anita Bai moves to the second floor of her house, and a boat comes by, with the rescue people saying, come on, Anita Bai, in the boat, we got to get out of here. And Anita Bai goes, no, I'm just going to stay here because, my God is good and my God will save me. And they go, my God, this crazy woman, and they leave her alone and they keep going. And a few hours later, the water is so high that Anita Bai is on the roof, right? And a helicopter, the rescue helicopters come by and they're like, okay, we're going to throw down the ladder to you. You need to come up because we need to get out of here. The whole thing's going down. And Anita Bai's like, no, I'm going to trust my God and I'm going to surrender. And sure enough, a few hours later, what happens? The house completely gets covered. Anita Bai ends up drowning and dying. And Anita Bai goes to God in heaven, right? And Anita Bai is really upset. Anita's like, listen, what is up with you? I trusted you. Why didn't you rescue me? Why didn't you come through? And God says to Anita Bai, listen, I sent you your neighbor. You didn't go with them. I sent you the boat. You didn't go with them. I sent you a helicopter. You didn't go with them. What else did you want me to do? Right? And a lot of times, that's kind of how this works. This video might be the boat for you. This video might be the helicopter for you, where it might be like people have told you again and again, you need to get help. You need to get help and address whatever it is you're not addressing, but you're choosing not to do that. So if that's you, I suggest you reach out and get help. Get help. Talk to someone. I'm always available to have a conversation and to direct you in whichever way, I feel that you need to go. But, do something about it. Prayer is powerful, but you need to take action. So the whole talk started with arrogance versus insecurity. So to me, arrogance is basically deep-seated insecurity that projects itself. It's this need to throw yourself around because you're so insecure that you need to throw yourself up there because you're hoping that by doing that, they won't discover you're really not all, you don't have your life together. You're not quite everything you think you are, right? And it's this deep-seated insecurity that you project. Sometimes people have gone as far as putting other people down. Security comes from within. It comes from accepting yourself. It comes from claiming your powers, but also with utmost humility and knowing that you are not nothing, without the grace of your higher self, your higher power. And then once you address whatever you're supposed to address, then literally just evaluating your life and figuring out how to use your life to then serve others, which is living your life's passion. And it could be anything. It could be, being an amazing, artist, or it could be just being an amazing mom. It could be being an amazing daughter, taking care of your, parents. It could be, whatever. It doesn't matter. You don't have to accomplish anything big because there's big things happening in all the little things that you do every day. So I think all of those things are beautiful and powerful and holy, right? So and I've said this before, when you're preparing a meal, it's a holy act. If you're cleaning and doing dishes, it's a holy act. If you're, doing laundry, it's a holy act, or if you're, chairing a great, committee, it's a holy act. It's all your intention that makes all the difference in the world. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. As always, feel free to inbox me and feel free to share, and love and light. Take care. God bless.